So the last interview I conducted was with a parent of a student that has an IEP. So this particular student is very young. He's 4 years old and in preschool. So his journey, his story began when the parents started to notice when he was a little bit younger that he had some speech delay and also some behavior issues. So they were really proactive in looking for supports. So they got in touch with their pediatrician, got them in touch with a couple agencies here in Fresno, CVRC being one. We've mentioned that before in previous videos, and then EPU. And so that's kind of how things started. During his time in with those agencies, he was assessed early for autism, just an autism screening, and it was determined he was not autistic. However, he does exhibit some autistic characteristics. So because of that, he was able, the teachers and the folks that were working with him suggested that it was a good idea to have an IEP before transitioning into preschool. So, given that COVID happened, the services that he was receiving at EPU, which was speech therapy, all of that got changed from in person, where he was really progressing. The child was really progressing to online. So, even though it went online, he still was progressing. He was making progress. One of the things that the parent expressed to me was that she was really grateful that the teacher and the speech therapist there were great at communicating with her and providing the family tools to keep practicing at home. That way, the student still had, or the child still had, that engagement and with an adult and working with him to better his language or that development. So after he finished up his time with EPU and transitioned into preschool, he started in an SDC class, so a special day class, and has been very beneficial to him in that the class is very small. I believe it has 10 or less students. So within that class, they have about 5 aides, 5 paraprofessionals. So the instruction it's very nice that students can get more individualized attention, and they have that support from the paras that are in the classroom as well. So this is something that the parent said that she really appreciated, that she really liked about the program. As far as communication with the teacher and then also the speech therapist, because the student is receiving speech therapy through the school, the communication has been a bit minimal, but that could be due to COVID because meeting in person, obviously we're trying to reduce the meeting in person as much, but she would like to know how the student is progressing, what maybe she can do at home, she and her husband can do at home to work with the child, and then how to just keep the ball rolling, and obviously new ideas because she's running out of ideas. So since the student has some speech delay, one of the things that was suggested to her, and actually the previous teacher at EPU provided her with links to YouTube videos so that at least the student could do sign language. So he's learned sign language. He knows more, food, things like that, bathroom. So that's how he's able to communicate. In the time that he was in EPU and received services with CVRC, and then now with the preschool, the parent expressed to me that she's very pleased and he's made so much progress. Before, it was really hard to understand what he was saying, and now he's using more sign language, but it's also speaking better. Not as clear, but she and her husband are able to make out what he's trying to communicate, which is huge for both of them, because when a student or when a child can't communicate well enough, they tend to get frustrated. And I've seen that in kids myself. It's difficult to get the words out, and it's playing a guessing game, and a child's just trying to tell you, I want this, I need this, and they can't get that across. So it becomes frustrating, which can lead to behavior issues, which is what was happening with this child. So now that he's able to communicate a bit more and a little more clearly, he's made that progress. His tantrums that he used to have before have lessened a lot. He doesn't have as many outbursts as before. So this is also helping with his behavior.